Hi everyone, this is Stenell from StenellMyersEnterprises.com, where you learn about business, money, and entrepreneurship. Today we're going to talk about reoccurring bank accounts. So I have many reoccurring bank accounts and I want to share them with you because I really can't foresee anyone like I used to have, just having one bank account to do everything with. So to have one bank account, which is your paycheck account, and then go on vacations with, or save for Christmas, or don't save for Christmas, just take whatever's left and pay Christmas and forget about all other bills. So what I like to have is intentional accounts. So these accounts is just reoccurring. Every time I get paid, the money goes directly in there. I personally don't link the account so I can see them because I like to be surprised, see how much money is in there. But I will share with you how much money that I put in the accounts just so you can kind of understand this. It's not a whole lot of accounts. I'll give you like an estimate just so you can completely understand. And then those on the business side, those that have businesses or want to have a business, I will also show you my different titles of my accounts as well, because everything has to be separate. So because I have more than one business, I do the same. I have the same accounts, but they're separate and they're a little similar. So you will see that as well. So let's get to it. Just a couple reminders that Financial Peace University, my husband, myself, and Tamika Chester, we will be conducting this course in my office in Bonner, New Jersey. All the information is on Facebook. It will be linked below. It's also on StenellMyersEnterprises.com, and it's a 9-week course where I teach you about budgeting, money, just every basic thing that you need to know regarding money, relationships, how to mend your relationships regarding money when it comes to marriages, just being accountable for yourself. It's amazing. This is our second FPU course through Dave Ramsey that we're going to be coordinating. So please, anyone that is interested, there is a link. And you can actually type in that link. You can get it from my website, StenellMyersEnterprises.com. It's on Facebook. It's all over. So we're just trying to sow seeds. So here we go. Let's get into it. So here's the recurring deposit accounts. You will see in the yellow personal accounts and at the bottom business accounts. We're going to focus on the personal accounts. So this is Tony and I true accounts. We have our paycheck, bills, Thanksgiving, Christmas, IRA, car account, vacation, and emergency. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 8 accounts. This is true. So here we go. In the paycheck account, that's where your paycheck will go. So if you get $3,000, that's the amount that will go in there, minus these reoccurrence accounts. So if our base is 3,000, we're not seeing the actual 3,000, and that's because we have the recurring Thanksgiving, Christmas, IRA, car, vacation, emergency is constantly coming out. So this account will have maybe minus all of that, the total, whatever you want to feed into it, out of the 3,000, it might be 2,500 or it might be 2,200. So with that account, what I did was I purchased credit card protectors. When you go to your bank and you get the sleeve for your debit card, I didn't want to show my actual bank on here. I'm serious. I didn't want to show my actual bank on here. So I just purchased credit card protectors to show you everything is identified. So the paycheck, when I go and I open up an account, open up a checking account, and then I go, back online, and then I do the nickname, and I nickname the account that I want, and then I have the actual debit card that matches. So the paycheck is paycheck. So with zero-based budget, you're not going to have anything in your paycheck except you want to make sure that you don't have non-sufficient funds and you have those fees that you have to pay the bank. Depending on your account, it might be $5, $10, $15. So always keep around 25 some dollars in that account only. And that's because of the baby steps. All right. So the next one is the bill account. So my bills are not reoccurring. My bills is when I pay in those four walls, when I pay the electric, the Comcast or DirecTV, whatever it is that you use to keep your house going, your sewer goes right here in this bill account, and I pay from only this bill account. I don't pay from my paycheck account. I don't do that. I pay from only the bill account because you only want to give that account out to them. So just in case somebody try to take extra money or do something, you can figure it out. They're not going into, an account that has most of the money, or you took everything out. Now the paycheck is going to be withdrawn. You don't want that. You don't want NS fees. So I separate. The only thing that I don't do, and I'm going to repeat, is for the bill account, I manually put it in. So I literally call DirecTV. What is it, 150? I put in 150 from the paycheck to the bill account. It takes about 5 minutes. So that's how I separate that. The next one is Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving don't change. Thanksgiving is November. Thanksgiving is Thanksgiving. Same thing. So we have a lot of people that come to our house around Thanksgiving time. I do a lot of cooking, and Black Friday is huge. 6 o'clock, dinner is over. We trying to shop. So Thanksgiving, pull this out. So we used to put like $35. That was just too low. So we put $50 each. So it's $100 every time we get paid. And it's constant. It doesn't change. So right now, it's February. We just had Thanksgiving a couple months ago, but it's constantly going in. So it's building up early on, all through the spring, all through the summer, it's building up. So again, it matches the Thanksgiving, and I pull out my Thanksgiving when it's time to go shopping, when it's time to purchase food. I pull this out. The next one is Christmas. The Christmas one, same thing. Jesus was born on December 25th. It doesn't change. Christmas. So if you want to purchase Christmas gifts, here you go. Pull this out. You're going to go shopping, go to Walmart, wherever you're going to go, you pull Christmas out. When it's done, it's over with. So that's where your budget come in. So this, again, goes for Christmas. We put same $35 to $50. Again, it's $50. But we might say we want to up it when it's closer to Christmas, but right now it's just slowly building, slowly building. And the next one is the IRA. I don't have a debit card for the IRA account because that's what it is. It's an IRA. So with baby step 4, with Dave Ramsey, you basically are not feeding your IRA until baby step 4. So with this account right here, we have our recurring that goes into this account, but this account is, when you're actually investing. So we do have, we call them investor pros that actually have our accounts, and they make money. We make money, they make money, and they teach us their job is to make us money for our retirement. So it's very important you have an IRA. I understand you have a 401k, but IRA is important. Right now, we don't have anything going into this IRA. And with this IRA account, what I'm going to add, we also have our life insurance. I just titled it IRA, so you can know it's also our life insurance that go in here. The only thing that's going in here right now is our life insurance. Our IRA is not, because according to the baby steps, you don't start feeding that back until 4. Okay, so that's and then 4 is 15% off of your income. But again, I will go into the baby steps later. So, for instance, I believe, and don't quote me, for the IRA, when I think they just up the amount for the year. So when it used to be 50 and over, you can put 6,000. I think they upped that. I think it's 7,000 for 50 and over, and under 50, I believe it's 6,000. Don't quote me. Make sure that you consult with your CPA. I'm not a CPA. My CPA, I asked him so many questions. I know they're tired of me. But I ask them a lot of questions. But make sure you consult with your CPA. You as husband or wife or together, y'all can pour at least $13,000 a year and tuck that into your IRA account. That's separate. This is how we build wealth. We build wealth through our 401ks. We build the wealth through our IRAs. This is how we feed the account. So for right now, nothing's going into the IRA because we're at the tail end of baby step 3. When we get to baby step 4, I'll do a video on it and I'll update you on it. And I'll also explain it more when I do the 7 baby steps and go into detail with them. So right now it's just a life insurance that goes as a recurring deposit into this account. The car account is another one. So we own all our cars. So instead of you giving your money to Honda, instead of you every month you paying Honda or you paying Infinity, basically make yourself the bank, that you're paying for your car account. So for us, what was comfortable for me was $250. So I believe it was 250, 260. So every time I would get paid, it would be half of that. So the month it would be 250. And I would just constantly put money in, and then it would just add up and constantly add up. Hey, babe. It will constantly just add up. And then that's how I was able to get my 1997 Lexus that is beautiful and have a sunroof, and it is smooth like butter. And yes, it's old, but guess what? I paid cash. So this is just so you can really have a balance and say, you know what? I'm going to be responsible, and I'm going to have ownership of my own account. I'm not going to go and pour money in the Honda. I'm not going to go and pour money in the Nissan where it depreciates soon as it get off the car lot. So in about a year, I say a year and a half, it was over $3,000 in that account. So I always recommend that instead of getting a car note, because remember, when we have a car note, remember when we have a credit card, even when we have a house note, any note that you have, that means that you personally can't afford it. You can afford those payments, but remember, those payments are robbing you. So you want to get to a place to where you can be in control of your money, because remember, the bank holds your money. They house your money so they can give other people a loan. No, bank told me no too many times, and I knew that I had too much money going in the bank for you to tell me no. So guess what? I'm going to tell me yes. Be your own bank. So this is our car. And again, when I saw the car that I wanted, I just went into the account and took the money out. But now for this account, what we do is, because I have the car and we have other vehicles, I don't have to fund this right now. So what I do, instead of putting that 200, I put that 200 here in emergency. And then the $60 that's in the car account is for oil change. We need brakes or tune-ups or anything, because you're going to need an oil change every 3,000 miles. You need tune-ups. It's things that you're going to need. So you need a car account. So this is what this is for now, for any type of car maintenance. The next one is vacation. So we love to go on vacation. We like to do vacations with our families. We like to do we used to do one vacation for the children and one vacation for us, but the kids are grown. So we just focus on the little teenager. So vacation, same thing. When we go on vacation, this is what we have, vacation right here. So we put the money in, I think it's like $100 or so. It adds up. And then right here, this vacation, we take this to wherever you're going. If you want to go to Miami, you want to go to Bahamas, wherever you want to go, it's right here. We also add some cash as well, because my husband likes us to have cash when we go on vacation, just in case we run out of the money on the card and we out of the country. So that's smart to have, a backup as well. But again, vacation. I know it's a lot of accounts, but what you're doing is you basically saying, okay, I'm putting everything in order. And now when I do need to go to these, I can just pretty much just go to it. And the last one is emergency. The emergency is on baby step 3, and you have your 3 to 6 months in your emergency. This is not for you to swipe. Emergencies is an emergency. Emergency is not a pair of boots that's on sale. That's not an emergency. An emergency is if your child has a retainer and you stepped on it and now it's $1,000 to get it replaced. That's an emergency. An emergency is if your water heater breaks. That's an emergency. Different things that you don't have to actually have a credit card for. That's what this is for. This is to replace being held in captive. This is so you can actually say, you know what? I now save this. I don't need Chase. I don't need Discover. I don't need Visa. Look how I know all of them because I had all of them. It was ridiculous. The next one is your business accounts. So if you do have a business or you want to have a business, this is how I set mine up. So with the business accounts is that I separated from the operation account and a merchant account. Operation is what the money goes directly in from whatever your source of your income where you get paid is that's the operation account. And the other one is merchant. And that's the one that I pay bills from. I separate them. I don't write checks off my operation to staff. I don't write checks off my operations to make purchases. I basically take the time and I transfer. You have to be responsible for your money. You have to be in charge of your money. If you're not patient, then you will say, okay, I'm going to go and I'm going to use a credit card. You will do those things like that. So what I like to do is I like to separate the difference between the operation and the merchant. So the money that's in the operation account, this is what I actually pay for to write those checks. And here it says keep your business separate. So this business's Joy is completely separate from a Second Touch. There are two separate businesses that have two separate accounts. So for I don't have a debit card for an operation. It's a merchant. So if I need to make a purchase, I would make a purchase off. I would transfer the money from the operation to the merchant and make that purchase. Same thing with a Second Touch. Now, the Second Touch, you will see operation, merchant, and taxes, where you will not see that in Joy because Joy is tax exempt. It's a 501c3. But for a Second Touch, same thing. If I have to write a check, I will transfer the money from operations to merchant. It's same thing that I do with the personal. I don't, you don't never want to go around giving people your main account. No, that's a no-no. Too many accounts are being compromised, and I actually learned the hard way. This is why I do this. So you want to make sure that your account is the one that has only the money that you're writing a check. So if you're writing a check for $150, you're transferring that from your operation to your merchant for that $150. And you also want to make sure you have that $25, $30 cushion in your business as well, but for the merchant. The next thing, which I did miss again, is emergency. Okay. So the Second Touch emergency. So how can I get this screen to just? All right. Well, y'all know what I'm trying to do. Just be on one screen, but it's just not going to work. Okay. So basically, forget it. So basically, for the taxes, you want to make sure that you're putting money in, for your taxes as well, because you have to pay taxes when it's not tax exempt. And an emergency account is important. Same thing that I do for a business, same thing as for personal. Your business needs an emergency account. As you see, my 501c3, it's not an emergency because the majority of money that will be needed is pretty much taken care of. So I'm pretty much okay. But if it is an event, I do have an emergency that I can use for that. But the emergency is the same thing. You want to make sure that you have an emergency for your businesses and everything is separated. So again, it's just your personal, your business accounts, and you have to keep your business accounts separated. So these are all my recurring deposits that constantly goes directly into my accounts. And just so you can take a good look at it, this is what I use. You might want to change it. It may say daycare. If you have children, it may say if you have a pet, it might be putting money away for pet sitting. That's a big thing, or pet walking, or when you go on vacation and you want to fund that, whatever it is that is personal to you, that you don't have to go to Rob and go to Peter and go to Paul and John to go and take money out. And you can be intentional and say, you know what? Okay, let me see. It's Christmas time. I'm gonna use Christmas. Okay, car. What? My brakes not working. Okay, car account. So you want to make sure that you have everything in order. You have everything itemized. And also, I do have my merchant account for my second touch business as well if I want to purchase it. So it's a lot. It's a lot. It is a lot. But I would rather have a lot and have abundance of something and know what I have instead of scrambling or using a credit card. Remember, credit is debt. The borrower is slave to the lender. Do not be a slave. Be intentional, be good with your money. And again, I always say you're all bosses. I am so sincere about this. You got to do this for yourself. You got to do this for your kids. Dare to be different.